Tab Bantayan Bianaka Became the brand about the fantasy but the anti but who made the second child but the ad pen for the fair actor who happened that man okay he came definitely
My mom.
but they do use
Sure. Hi, my name's Tiffany. Tiffany. I'm Veronica, my mom's daughter.
but they do say that's man burn that the now to man
Almost.
that everything I'm glad about the damage yeah that but the but it like to grab but that man after I get the camera
What's it like? It's I don't know any different, I guess. I had a hearing dad, so I could see the difference between the two. If I called my dad, he could hear me, but I couldn't call my mom. But if I look back, it was never like a problem. You know, like if you think about you need help and you call your parent, it was never like an issue. It wasn't a bad thing.
so had to compare the man cái dad had to dad
I don't think it was difficult to handle because, like I said, I didn't know any different.
yeah but hay cao phần phiền từ bé young today is the fair at bed but you can come over to home
I think the first thing I just let my friends know is my mom is deaf. So if you want to talk with her, you have to make sure that you look at her face and let her see your lips because she can lip read you. And a difference for calling you if we needed with friends, I would just show the light. You can do light, or we
yes
stand on the
that
floor.
action
I think most of my friends were just so interested in like learning what to do because I think no one wants to make someone feel different or awkward. So most people would just listen and learn how.
that we commit that then but then at bad and better and better example better same thing bad
Like the things I did in secret.
bad bad
I know in the car I would listen to like my rap, hardcore, rock music, and you would say, turn it off. But you couldn't hear it. I think you could feel the bass, and you're like, turn it off. But other things, oh wait, so what's your question?
then it's better and it's better
I don't think there's really like big disadvantages because you learn to go around those, right? So
and that you feel frustrated
Sure. Sure. Yeah, sure. I think repeating myself can become frustrating. What other things? Advantages. You can sleep through noise that I made. I don't know. I don't think we ever like took advantage of that. You were what you couldn't hear, I think you just were more present. You were there, you were watching. So
remember and you can that guy the yeah not the person I get here bad I can feel it yeah
yeah, it's not I think a mom's intuition it doesn't have to do with hearing.
yeah.
I think inside you're built to know when something's wrong or know
Yeah.
when your children need you.
And a dog
Still frustrating to repeat myself.
the people editor to seven tells you
Mm. If I could combine the last question with this question, I think together you kind of have to you grow up a little bit faster when you deal with adult situations. And having a deaf mom, when you go with her places like to the bank or to the store or wherever, or communicating with another adult, a lot of times they wouldn't understand her. So me, little 4, 5 to 20, 30-year-old me, to sit there and interpret what language is she speaking? Help. But when you're forced to be in an adult situation, you express. Sure. Yeah, so same with my friends. I think when most people actually realize that you're deaf, their attitude changes. I have seen someone become frustrated that you were being rude. Like, because they would say, hi, like, how are you?
Yeah.
And you're like, ah. And either I have to say, that person said, how are you? And you're like, oh, hi. Oh, I'm deaf. Or I would say, oh, she's deaf. You have to get her attention. And they're like, oh.
So, I did feel about that. Again.
I don't think that is frustrating because it involves other people. And I think educating people to interact with deaf or other disabilities, whatever. I think education is key to breaking down walls and removing any kind of attitude towards that.
That you have that major bad experience with people's attitude to me.
Not that I can remember.
Thank you. When the Canadian situation, you can't get man.
One thing that's kind of funny, it's not like a real story, but my husband and I renovated our kitchen.
You met that, didn't you?
Renovated our kitchen, and one of the things I said we have to have in our kitchen is quiet closing cabinets, because my mom goes into the kitchen for all hours slamming all the cabinets, all of them. So now they're quiet closing, but she makes up for the sound with pots, pans,
Whatever you can attempt to do.
That's a good question. So my husband and I actually discussed that before our daughter was born. I said, it's a chance, it's a small chance, but what would you do if we had a deaf daughter? And he said, I think that we are the most prepared to have a deaf child because of your experience with your mom and my experience with your mom.
Yeah,
So felt like we were prepared.
the good. But more questions. And your kids.
Any regrets? Like my whole life or what?
That you can see it, ma'am. Ma'am.
I think I don't like regrets, but I suppose I wish I would have accepted you being deaf more sooner. I think having a dad who didn't accept you completely for everything that you were made it later in life for me to not accept only, but to celebrate the great accomplishments and just everything you have conquered and accomplished in your life is really, really incredible. So I think appreciating that sooner in my life and accepting that there's so many other moms, not just deaf, but like hearing moms that don't compare to how wonderful you are. So it doesn't matter that you're deaf. You have a wonderful soul. And I tell everyone when they ask about my parents, I'm like, my mom is a saint.
Thank you for mentioning. So, I hope you enjoyed that. So, the kid, the leg, and subscribe and share with others. They've been. So, I hope you enjoy. Thanks.